You know what sucks about when you have a crush on a girl who works at the movie theater? Uh, what are you gonna do? Like when you go out on a date, you gonna take her to the movie theater where she works? Cause that's all I do. I mean, I don't really know what else to do. I go to the movies, and when I take people somewhere, it's usually the movies. But yeah, the server that I got at the draft house yesterday was so cute. Crazy cute. I've never asked out a girl at the Alamo Draft House because that's the only place I go in Austin. I go to the Alamo Draft House. If I take you out on a date, I'll probably take you to the Alamo Draft House. One time I took a girl to the circus. I don't think she liked it. I was like, circus is in town. I don't know what to do. I don't go to bars and clubs and, I mean, restaurants, okay, but then what? I don't dance or, anyway. Yeah, went to the Alamo Draft House yesterday, saw Hidden Figures. This was at the Alamo Draft House, Lakeline, which is the preferred Alamo Draft House for us. It's here in North Austin. Not the closest one, but the second closest to where I live. And yeah, there's like at least 3 waitresses there I have a big crush on, but this new one might be my favorite. I don't know if she's new, but I had never had her before. But I'm not going to say her name. That's for me to know because it was on my receipt, which I have in my pocket. Anyway, Hidden Figures. Hidden Figures was excellent. I went to see it yesterday with my sister and my mother. My mother's in town for probably one more day, and we all went to see that one the day after seeing La La Land. And as you know, we didn't care for La La Land. I didn't mention that my mother didn't care for it either, and she's the one who wanted to see it, and she checked out of that movie like after the first musical number started, because again, that was the worst number in the entire film, and it was the opening number, and some people are raving about it. We detested that number, and we love musicals. I mean, I don't know how much my mom loves musicals, but my sister and I love musicals. And yeah, we did not like La La Land, despite our appreciation for the 2 stars as far as, you know, as actors go. We like them as actors very much. But so going to see Hidden Figures was refreshing. Hidden Figures is an excellent movie. We loved this movie. We came out, it's just such an uplifting movie, and not to sound cheesy, it really is. It's such a, you know, for all the drama that it does depict, it's a feel-good movie. You come out of that movie feeling really good, and it's just so good. And everything, every aspect about this movie is good, from the music and all the amazing actors. It is just so good. My sister was going to be in this video with me like she was in the last one. Usually I do these kind of reviews by myself, but yeah, she's, you know, she only has her, you know, Saturdays and Sundays off, and she was very tired, so she just said for me to pass word along, because basically when you love a movie, all you can say is you loved it. You know, we loved everything about this movie. To give a synopsis, and I'll try to keep this spoiler free. This is about specifically 3 women, but it's about these women who work for NASA, and they're black women working for NASA in the 1960s. And they work in a department where they actually refer to them as computers. I was, at first I was thinking, is that some sort of derogatory term to call these people computers because they're humans and they're calling them computers? But when you think about it, I don't know if it's supposed to be a derogatory term, because they were computing. Not what their job was, computing, because they didn't actually have computers like at the time. So I don't know if they just, if that was a word that you know, was used for people who did the computing. They were computers. Makes sense. I don't know. But my bad if that's like a derogatory term. But I don't know. So anyway, but during the course of the film, they actually bring in a giant IBM computer. And of course, all these women whose jobs it is to do the computing were freaking out that they're going to lose their job to an actual computer, which was a new thing at the time. And that was something that was going to happen. Now, I'm not going to try not to do spoilers, but anyway, it focuses on 3 women. And of course, this is a true story. This is based on 3 real women. At the end of the movie, you know, it does a little synopsis of, you know, where it describes what they went on to do with their how their life went after that, because they were real people. 3 women named Mary, Dorothy, and Catherine. And Catherine is kind of the main one, but they're all main. All 3 of them are the main characters. But I think she's just a little bit more of the focus because she's the super genius, you know. And they're all geniuses because they're all mathematician people. To me, that's, you know, if you can do that style, that computation stuff, you're a genius anyway. But she was like extra genius, like, you know, goes up to the chalkboard and just any math problem that's on there, she figures it out. And amazing, you know. And this the movie is about the period where they're in the space race and they're trying to get John Glenn to, not to the moon, but to orbit the Earth. And they're trying to beat the Russians, you know, to get the first man in space. And it's about a variety of things, but a lot of it is about these women trying to A, not lose their jobs, and B, you know, of course, it's dealing with the you know, the racial situation at the workplace and in general, it's okay. So Catherine is the kind of the focus, and she is sort of brought in because they're having trouble getting things to work as far as with the you know, the rocket stuff and the mathematics. They need help, and she's the only one who can do it, so they bring her in. Dorothy is trying to get a promotion and be a supervisor of the women in her team there, and she's having to deal with, it's not just dealing with race issues, but dealing with sex also. So they've got, you know, double things to try to, double hurdles there. And then you have Mary, the very attractive one, who is she's trying, I'm trying to remember this because it's already been a day. I didn't get to do this video right away. We came home and like caught up with Big Bang Theory. We were like a whole year behind. That's what we did last night. But anyway, so Mary is trying to get into an all-white school to take night classes to keep her job, because they have like let everybody know if you're gonna be. Actually, she's trying to get become an engineer with NASA, and all of a sudden they had like some kind of new requirement. She had to go take a class, and the only place that had the class was at an all-white school. So she had to like go to court and argue to get this, you know, to be allowed to take the class. So, and you know, it's about all these struggles that they're having to try to, you know, secure their, you know, their lives at this at NASA, you know. And it's also about trying to get John Glenn into space, and they couldn't, and how they couldn't do it without these women. And it was just so good. I mean, the movie was amazing. The acting was amazing. Some of these actors I've seen before, some of them I haven't. Kirsten Dunst is in it. Kirsten Dunst was someone I had a crush on a long time ago. It's weird to see her now because, yeah, she was playing like the stuffy basically pretty racist woman who was also working at NASA, and they were kind of having to, Dorothy especially was having to deal with her on a daily basis. They all had people they had to deal with, you know, and from The Big Bang Theory, I'm trying to think of his name, Sheldon. He was in this also. Oh, this is. I'm trying to think of the actor's name. Jim Parsons. Yeah, he was sort of giving Catherine trouble because I think in his case it was less about sexism and racism and more about jealousy, because he he's kind of playing a, well, he wasn't playing, you know, like Sheldon, but he was like, you know, he had that mathematics position, but he was like he was a little jealous of not being as smart as her. That's the impression I got. But and then running the whole place was Kevin Costner, and he was he was fantastic. I haven't seen Kevin Costner in anything in a long time except for Superman, Man of Steel, and all that. And his character, loved his character. The three ladies who I know I've seen them before, but I can't remember where. It's I don't know how to pronounce it. Taraji P. Henson. I am reading off IMDb right now. Octavia Spencer, who I've seen her. I've seen her in Bad Santa, and I know I've seen her elsewhere. Janelle Monáe. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And that's she was very pretty. That's the and they were all excellent actors. And those were the three main characters: Catherine, Dorothy, and Mary, respectively. And let's see who else was in this. Mahershala, I don't know if I spelled it right. I mean, pronounced that right. Ali. He is in it, and I know him from Luke Cage, and he played Cottonmouth in Luke Cage, and it was so weird to see him in this because he was like a really nice like stand-up guy in this, you know. But I just came off. I literally just finished watching Luke Cage, like the day before I went in to see this. So that was weird because that's the only thing I've seen him in before this that I remember. Which, by the way, I just finished watching Luke Cage. So freaking awesome. So I haven't seen a bad Marvel thing. Sometimes Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is hard to keep watching because Coulson's awesome and there's some lovely ladies on that show, but sometimes it's hard to. Yeah, it's a little more tedious than the other shows. But yeah, Luke Cage was awesome. Anyway. The guy who played John Glenn, I don't know his name. John Glenn, Glenn Powell. Okay, like I said, I'm reading off IMDb. Now, him I know from, he's the cocky like frat boy from Scream Queens, which is a show I love. That is a hilarious show, Scream Queens, and he's so funny on it. And he was perfectly cast as an astronaut, as John Glenn, so that was awesome. But all the performances, excellent. I mean, this movie, well, I haven't seen everything that's out this year, but I would like to see this movie going up for Oscars. I'd like to see these actors going up for Oscars. I heard someone say the other day that La La Land will probably win Best Picture, and I swear if that happens, I mean, I don't care about the Oscars that much because most of the movies I love don't even get up in there, but this movie needs to at least be up for Oscars. And if La La Land wins, I'm gonna cry. I understand people who love it's just the musical performances in that movie were so badly done, and I'm not just talking about the singing. I mean the acting more than even the singing. Just the way people were acting during the musical numbers was just horrible. But this movie, I mean, you laugh, you cry, everything. This movie has everything. Everything about it is just it's one of those excellent movies that just, I don't know what to say. We loved it. We loved this movie. Uh, it's I'm trying to think of what to compare it to. I haven't watched a movie like this in so long. You know, I've been watching all my pop culture, blockbuster type movies, but you know, there are Oscar movies that are so, and I say Oscar movies like movies that you know are Oscar bait, that are so heavy-handed, and you know, and they're gritty and they can be cool, but you know they can be, the acting can be phenomenal. But you take something like Lincoln, which I don't remember if that won or what, but Lincoln was very well acted. It was in a sense a very good movie, but it was also so boring. And then you take something like La La Land, which you can tell is trying to be noticed, but everything that it did, it tried too hard, and yet it was missing everything it was trying to do. From my perspective, if that's what it was trying to do, I don't know what to say. It looked like to me like they didn't know how to do what they were trying to do. But and then you take something like Birdman, which I actually own Birdman. It was and it's not a movie that I dislike. It's and I'm so glad that Michael Keaton is back, but I thought Birdman was gonna be a lot better when I saw it. It's you know, these movies that are so pretentious because they're trying to get an Oscar. That's what they seem like, and people are buying into it, and so they're getting the attention that, and it's not that they don't deserve some attention. Some of them, La La Land, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But here's a movie that is just a great movie, and it is Oscar worthy, and it doesn't seem like it's trying really hard to be Oscar worthy. It's just one of those that is just genuinely a great movie, and there's everything about it is just amazing. I freaking love this movie, you know. And it's you know, it's a historical movie that I can watch. It's drama, but it's got the feel good stuff. Everybody in it is just, the characters are great. They're not, nobody is really, it's not one of those miserable movies where everybody's miserable and everything. You know, there's the down times and there's the up times, and you know, it's upbeat. It really is. It manages to stay upbeat despite, you know, all the adversity in there. It's just really great. I can't compliment it enough. And I mean, yeah, I prefer movies with fantasy. I prefer movies with monsters and, you know, cartoons and things like that. But you know, I do enjoy these kinds of movies, these like realistic movies or historical movies or whatever. You know, I can enjoy them when they're like this, when everything about them is great and not every second is depressing, you know, but it doesn't ignore that stuff. It deals with it, and it's realistic and it's powerful, but it's also uplifting, you know. I'm tearing up just talking. It was just such a good movie. So yeah, I highly recommend this movie, Hidden Figures. Go see it. If you're deciding between this and La La Land, I recommend Hidden Figures. I keep trying to think of like movies that I could say it's like this and that, and there's a lot that I could say, but I don't know, I'm drawing a blank right now. You know, it's a great movie. Go see it, and you will have fun. You'll enjoy it. You'll root for the leads, and you'll, you know, there are those moments where you're just like this. That's, you know, horrible things happening that really happened, and then they're dealt with. You know, good things come out of them, and you know that's not always the way it was, but you get to see victories. You get to see all these victories, you know, and that's nice, because you know, so often the movies are not they don't focus on the times that things worked out. You got to see the times that the bad stuff that happened, and it shows some of that, you know. But this movie was about victories, and I thought that was really cool, you know. And we can't forget about, you know, all the bad stuff, but it was nice to see good things happening, you know. So this was a really uplifting movie. I really recommend it. Go see it. Short video, because when you love a movie, when a movie's great, what can you say? Go see it.